Hello, everybody. It's Friday. That means it's time for another topic of the week. So, first things first, last week's topic on the 40k rules in AOS. A lot of responses there, and I think for the most part, people didn't want to see these rules come in part and parcel. But I think what was common was there were sort of situations they were addressing or things they were pointing at, underlying issues, if you will, or something like that, or perhaps taking a spin on the rule and putting it in. I thought there were a lot of good suggestions in there. There was a lot of discussion, especially because the most sort of egregious one to me that I felt had the most negative consequences would be if we just imported the sniping rule, the sniping prevention rule, whatever you want to say. Enough that I responded to my own topic. And there was a lot of good discussion in that. And I think what I was heartened to see is that almost no one wanted the rule in wholesale, but many people agreed that there was an issue there, and there was a lot of good, interesting solutions that I thought people came up with, including mainly making individual, using more targeted fixes, new spells, individual rules on individual war scrolls where it made sense, that kind of thing. And so there was a lot of fun suggestions there, and check that out. So I'm sure that as I've said every time we've talked about 40k in any way, every day it's new spoilers and new things. So talking about any form of the rules until it comes out is probably a bit until we see the whole picture is probably a bit of a fool's errand. But this week, of course, we have a different thing. Right now, it's already on pre-order as I'm recording this in certain parts of the world, but of course, that is Warhammer Skirmish. We talked about it on the show this week. It only feels apropos to make it the topic of the week this week. I have a deep and abiding love for Mordheim. I consider it one of the best designed games of all time. I did a video on that long ago. I should probably refresh that video at some point. But I am personally very excited for Warhammer Skirmish, and I want to know, are you excited for Warhammer Skirmish? Are you excited to bring back some skirmish fun? Not that, games of AOS can be somewhat big or small, but this is obviously a very different thing. Individual warbands, usually 5 to 20 models, exploring the city, gaining treasure, that kind of thing. Tom and I have already committed and have already started scheming out some rule systems to bolt on top of it, because from everything we've heard, this system's going to be very simple, and I'm super happy with that. I love that. Give me a nice simple base that can make it popular and we can build some rules off of. So, this week's topic. Are you excited for Warhammer Skirmish? And here we go. They've released, or they're going to release, I should say. They're on pre-order probably as you're watching this, depending where in the world you are. But they have 4 boxes up right now of the sort of skirmish warbands. And they're generally really pretty darn good deals. I think the Stormcast one I find underwhelming, but who cares? Everybody's got plenty of Stormcast. If you want them, they're everywhere. But I thought particularly like the Death and the Auric one I thought were both really, really good deals. And so, enough so that it actually made me consider getting the Iron Jaws one. Like, really made me consider it. I'm still thinking about it. But, what warband do you want to see get a little box set release? Or perhaps another way to look at it is this. As we mentioned on the show, Warhammer Skirmish, a lot of forces that maybe haven't seen the table as much, right? When you look at things like what used to be High Elves or Dark Elves and stuff like that, and the various sub-factions that filter down under there, aren't really big enough to field a whole army in sub-faction with synergies, but when you're only dealing with 5 to 20 models, suddenly you can have a really compelling force. So what force are you excited to hit the table with Warhammer Skirmish? So there you go. That's this week's topic. Are you excited? What box sets do you hope to see that they might package up and release? And what force are you looking to bring into the city of Shadespire and do some rumbling in the streets? Look forward to your responses. As always, comment down below with your answer. Or if you make a response video, I'll link that down here so you can always return to this video and see all the video responses. As always, appreciate it. We'll see you next time.